Welcome back to The Morning Blend. According to a recent survey, nearly half of American taxpayers depend on the tax refund they get from the government. Like me. But for some of us, those checks from the IRS may be delayed until mid to late February. What? Patricia Jocelyn joins us now from H&R Block to share more about these tax refund delays and what options we have when we depend on receiving money from the IRS. We want it back quick. Great to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so people are like, whoa, you know, as soon as they hear delay in getting that money, they got to know what's going on. So let's start with what can cause a tax refund to be delayed. Is there something we can do about it?
Right this minute, no. The IRS is actually involved in some serious due diligence when people are claiming credits like earned income, additional child tax credit, American Opportunity Credit, to make sure the right person gets the right refund in the right amount, and that's just taking some time. So processing of refunds will begin in mid-February, and people will start to see money in their bank account by late February. It is, however, a first-come, first-served process, so if you file early, you're closer to the front of the line.
Okay. Is that about the earliest we've ever had refunds, or in years past have we received them prior to mid-end of February?
Years past, refunds were issued much more quickly. However, in this area of tax fraud and lawbreakers at the tax desk, we need to have due diligence and make sure that the right money is going to the right people.
Okay, so some of it is a good thing in terms of regulation, make sure we got it right. Okay, so according to this survey, what are the biggest concerns by Americans if their tax refund is delayed? Because we mentioned that a lot of people count on it.
Oh, absolutely. And at an average of $2,700, the tax refund is typically people's largest financial transaction. So it's important to them. About 1 in 4 persons uses it to relieve their debt. Another 25% just to cover their daily living expenses, get ahead on the rent, get ahead on the utilities and the bills. So when that falls out of sync and it doesn't come when they expect it, it can be a huge challenge.
Absolutely. And I asked you this during the commercial break, but I think it's a legit question. My tax refund is bigger, like you mentioned $2,700 or more, and people always tell me, you know, if you're getting a big tax refund, you're loaning the government money interest-free. You shouldn't be doing that. You should adjust your, not withdrawals, but your withholding. Thank you. My producer's so smart. What do you think about that? Is it okay to leave it the way people have it in place if they get a bigger tax refund?
Absolutely. The question you have to ask yourself is, when do you want to use your money? If you want to use it month to month to month, you want less withholding. But if you like the big chunk, if you plan for the big chunk and you want the big refund, leaving it in place and having the high withholding is absolutely acceptable. It is just a personal choice.
Thank you. I feel better about it now. I like that.
Absolutely.
What options are there for tax filers if their refund is potentially delayed? Are there things that people can do?
Absolutely. H&R Block is currently offering a program called Refund Advance. This is a no interest, no cost loan that's issued against the projected tax refund. And the highest amount you can get is $3,000. And then when the refund is issued, the loan is paid back.
No
so
way.
That's a way to kind of relieve that stress of wondering when the refund's going to come.
That is a great business model, I think, honestly. Yeah, because it makes sense. A lot of people need it like right now after the holidays. At what point can people take advantage of that? So let's say people are able to file their taxes now. Could they be eligible for that program at this point?
Yes, they apply at the tax desk at the end of their tax preparation. The application goes in, and if they're approved within 24 hours, they will know that, and they will also have the funds the bank is issuing.
I think that's fantastic. One thing that's very complicated, I think, are changes to tax law, and it happens all the time. People wonder how they're impacted personally.
Absolutely.
How do people prepare or go about looking at 2017 taxes and filing them with all the changes and trying to make sense of it all?
It is a huge concern. It is a hot topic, but we have to remember that the legislation didn't come into place until after the first of the year. What that means is largely this year's tax return is going to be unaffected, and the changes will be seen more next year as we file tax returns. In the meantime, taxpayers may actually see larger paychecks. because of the difference in the tax brackets.
Okay, so that could be a good thing for us. It's not all bad all the time. All right, lastly, where can people go to get more information and to find out about the refund advance options that you mentioned at H&R Block?
Oh, just as easy as going to hrblock.com/refundadvance for information.
It's wonderful, and you can find a location close to you and actually talk to somebody, sit down and chat about those changes to the tax law, how your paychecks might change, as you mentioned, based on those changes coming up this year because of the tax reform. Okay, call this toll-free number now. I love that you have a refund option for advance payment. That's fantastic. It's 1-800-HR-BLOCK, or you can go to their website. It's hrblock.com, and if you put in /refund advance, you can find out more about that program that we talked about. Great to meet you.
It's
Thank
so
you
nice
so
to meet
much
you
for your
too.
time. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.